What if someone you thought you never hurt told you ruined their life? It happened in the hallway of my old high school, 10 years after graduation. I'd returned to visit a teacher who was retiring, expecting some warm nostalgia and maybe a few kind words about how far I'd come. What I didn't expect was seeing Rachel. She was standing by the trophy case, staring at the old class photos. I almost didn't recognize her. In school, she was the quiet girl with thrift store hoodies and mismatched socks. I was one of the popular ones, student council, drama club lead, the one who gave speeches at assemblies. I thought I was the good kid. We locked eyes. I smiled. Rachel? Wow, it's been forever. She gave a tight nod. Hey, I tried to fill the silence, asked what she was up to, if she still painted, if she kept in touch with anyone. She answered politely, but distant. Something was off. Then she said it. You made high school hell for me. I blinked, laughed, thinking she was joking. What? Me? Rachel, I was never mean to you. She stared straight at me. Exactly. You were never mean, but you were never kind either. You were the one who laughed when someone else made fun of me, who rolled your eyes when I spoke in class, who let your friends copy my homework and never once said thank you. The words hit like ice. I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to say, we were just kids, or I didn't know. But in that moment, I saw it. Every little thing I'd shrugged off as harmless, every time I chose silence over speaking up, was a thread in her story. And in that story, I was the villain. I remembered one time in junior year, she had given a speech in English class, some heartfelt story about her parents' divorce. I'd mimicked her voice later in the cafeteria for laughs. People cracked up. I'd completely forgotten it. She hadn't. You were the kind of person everyone liked, she continued. So no one believed me when I said you made me feel small. Not even the teachers. I felt my throat tighten. I tried to apologize, but it sounded flat. Rachel, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I honestly thought I was one of the good ones. She shrugged. We all do. And then she walked away. I stood there, surrounded by dusty trophies and faded banners, realizing that my memory of high school, the fun, the laughs, the spotlight, was someone else's nightmare. Since that day, I've thought about Rachel more than I care to admit. It changed how I teach my own students, how I speak in meetings, how I notice who gets talked over and who's afraid to speak. I used to think being nice was enough. Now, I know better. I started volunteering at the local library's after-school program. One day, a girl who reminded me so much of Rachel told me she wanted to quit because no one listened to her. I sat down, told her I'd felt that way once too, on the opposite end, that I knew now how much harm silence could cause. She looked surprised. Even adults feel that way? I nodded. Especially adults. Later that week, I found an old yearbook tucked in a storage bin at my parents' place. I flipped through it, page by page, looking at the signatures and the messages. Rachel hadn't signed mine, but I found her photo. She looked the same. Quiet smile, eyes a little sad. I closed the book and sat with it in my lap for a long time. I realized I couldn't rewrite our past, but maybe I could be the person now that I should have been then. I started speaking up more, pulling aside coworkers who seemed overwhelmed, mentoring students who reminded me of her. Small things, maybe, but intentional. I never found Rachel again. Never got a second chance to make things right. But I think about that hallway often, about the stories we leave behind in other people's memories, and how sometimes being the villain isn't about the things you do. It's about the kindness you withhold when it mattered most.